3, 2, 1. Oh, I did it! Freaking did it! Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name's Aubrey, and in this video, I'm gonna see if I can make a Mardi Gras ball gown in less than 2 weeks. Why? Because I procrastinated, that's why. Wish me luck. So a little fun fact about me is I actually went to college for apparel design. And while I spent the better part of 4 years designing, drafting, and sewing my own clothes, it's been a while since I've taken those skills out for a test drive. Another thing you probably noticed is that I learned to sew on these quote-unquote industry standard dress forms. And while I don't have one of those at hand, I did just so happen to have a friend reach out a while back and offered me this dress form that I'll be using for this project. Before I can just start throwing fabric on my dress form, I need to make sure she's roughly the same size as me. To do this, I'm going to be using some batting, some extra fabric that I have around, and pins.
Using a soft measuring tape, I'm starting with taking the measurements of my dress form at 3 places: the widest part of the bust, the smallest part of the waist, and the widest part of the hips. Then I repeated the process on my own body. From there, it's pretty self-explanatory. Pin down a layer of batting, measure, add more batting, measure again. You get the idea. Once I got the size where it needed to be, I moved on to covering the mannequin in a layer of fabric. I pinned one panel to the front and one to the back, and pinned the curves to make the fabric lay flat against the form. With a quick sew up at my machine and a little editing magic, it's all attached. Wasn't that easy? So, fabric. Let me walk you through the 4 types of fabric I'm using. First is this mesh lining. It's very lightweight, transparent, and has a great stretch to it. Next is this polyester chiffon fabric. It has a slight sheen to it due to the material and how it's woven together, which just satisfies something deep inside my brain. It's super lightweight while also being able to hold its shape really well. The second I saw this black glittery satin, I knew I had to have it. This satin is shiny while not looking cheap and flows beautifully. The glitter specks and stars shimmer really well when they catch the light, so I decided to use it for the skirt, which will have the most movement on my body. I needed something sturdy to use to construct the bodice, so I picked up this black woven cotton fabric. It has minimal stretch and hardly any shine to it. And because it's so sturdy, it will be the perfect canvas for our final material. LEDs. LED fiber optic mesh, to be precise, because it's not an Aubrey project without LEDs. This mesh is battery powered, and the only hardware it requires is this small battery pack. I'm thinking, what if I did like one shoulder with... What if I did this on the bias? Oh, that makes sense. That would be cool. I think that's very pretty. Maybe I should start with the fabric first. Cool. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Hey! It's taken me a couple of days of manipulating the fabric on the mannequin, manipulating the fabric on myself, and figuring out what I want to do. I didn't have an idea coming into this project, and I didn't know what kind of dress I even wanted to make. It's now Tuesday. The ball is on Saturday. We are running out of time. So it's time for me to lock into this project and get some things going, because that's what she looks like right now. Nothing is done. So I have a plan. Let's get going. I have a lot of work to do. Help me. I got to rocking and rolling with the bodice. To start, I pinned down this black rope to outline the shape of the bodice that I wanted. To turn this into a pattern piece, I pinned sheets of fabric to the outline and carefully cut the shapes out. Boom, instant pattern piece. When it came time to cut out the final black cotton fabric, I added what I believe was about a 1/2 inch seam allowance before I cut. After a quick base stitch on my machine to hold everything together, I draped at the top on myself, just to make sure nothing was off measurement-wise. Thankfully that wasn't the case, and it was fitting pretty well so far. To add additional structure, I went with this generic polycotton encased plastic boning. If you're interested in how I crafted the boning casing on the dress, here's a very poorly done explanation. I nixed the polycotton casing the boning came in and decided to use the seam allowance left on my bodice to make the pockets instead. First things first, get those seams pressed open really well. Cut the allowance farthest away from the middle of the bodice down to about 1/4 inch. It doesn't have to be perfect, you really just need this out of the way. Then fold the other seam allowance in half and press it down. Finally, fold that pressed seam again all the way over on top of the allowance that you cut and give it one final press. All that's left is to take it over to your sewing machine and stitch a straight line down the seam allowance, making sure to leave enough width for the boning to slide into. Bada bing, bada boom, a boning casing made in my room. Real talk here. I purchased mesh LEDs to try and make my life easier. I figured I'd be able to drape the mesh like fabric, but for the design I wanted, it just wasn't working for me. So I made the unfortunate decision to completely dismantle the mesh to make my own design. As unfortunate as it was, it did end up being a lot of fun coming up with this new concept. For the dangly fibers left over at the bottom, I cut off the excess, leaving a couple inches of fiber hanging, and used a little bit of electrical tape to cover the edges. This will all be concealed in the seam allowance of the skirt, but I don't want to take any chances of these sharp fibers poking me while I'm dancing. Okay, so off camera, I decided to pin the skirt to the bodice, and I was able to take it and put it on myself. I know that I want the skirt to hit at the smallest part of my waist. So what I did while it was on me is I put a safety pin on where the bodice is hitting at the smallest part of my waist. So now I have a real good guideline of where I need to pin the skirt to get it to fit in order to make it look the way that I want it to look. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So I'm gonna do that now. Drape the skirt a little bit better, try to get the fit right, because the side seams are cut real bad. I did it real quick, so they are not great. They need to be fixed. So we're gonna do that right now. It's 1 a.m., by the way, a time update, which means I'm going to the ball today. It's fine. We'll get it done, hopefully. If you have hung around to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. This was a chaotic one, I'll admit it. I do apologize for the footage at the end there being a little non-existent. I think when it reached the 9 a.m. point, the camera went out the window and I needed to finish the dress before the ball started. I also went to a baby shower that morning. It was an interesting day. While I did have a lot of fun wearing this dress at the actual ball, I can't say I had a ball making it. I danced my booty off in this dress going on 41 plus hours of being awake, which was interesting. So yeah,
that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to stay in the loop, make sure you give this channel a subscribe down below. And if you like this video for whatever reason, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Why? Why are you so dramatic?